Welcome to JSBits, my new JavaScript YouTube tutorial. If you're like me, you find long videos difficult to follow and you'd rather watch something that gets to the point as quickly as possible. And so my personal goal, as it relates to this channel, is to produce short videos that showcase language features that might be a bit more obscure than what you would typically find in intro-level tutorials. And if possible, I'm going to use these features in short and elegant solutions to common problems. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is create an array to have some data, and I'm going to call my array R. And I'm going to pack it with digits. And the easiest way to do this is to simply enter a bunch of digits in a string and then to split that string. So the split method, which comes with the string object, the string method split, which comes with the string object, is as its parameters, it takes a separator, and in this case, there's nothing separating my digits, so I'm just not going to put in any separator. And that will give me an array of characters. So if I want to test this, I can just console out the array. And as you can see, I have an array of characters. Now, if I want the digits in the array to be stored as numbers rather than as characters, then I can use the method map, which comes with the array object. And map works by taking a single parameter, which is a lambda expression, which is a function, but in this case I'm going to use a lambda expression, and it's going to apply that function to every element in the array, and it's going to return an array that is a result of this application. So here I'm using the plus sign, which is the unary plus sign, which is different than the binary plus sign, which is going to attempt to make anything that it encounters into a number. So if I console out this now, you can see that now I have an array of number. Just to give another example, let's say that instead of having an array of numbers, I wanted to have an array of the square of all the digits, then I would do it like this. And I would get an array of all the squares of the digits. Now, another method that is interesting to look at as it relates to array is the reduce method. So for example, if I wanted to sum all the elements of an array, what I could do is reduce the array to a single number. And the way you do this is you call on the reduce method, which also takes a parameter, which is also a function, but this time the function is going to take two parameters. The first parameter is going to be the result of the operation that comes out at each application of the expression, and the second parameter is going to be the element on which it is applied right now. Now, in this case, because I want to sum all of this, what I want to do is sum the accumulation with the element. Now, the reduce method also takes an initial value, and in this case it's going to be 0. So now if I want to know the sum of all the elements of the array, let me just test this. And apparently the sum of all of these digits is 58. Now, one way to check if the sum I've obtained is correct would be to subtract every digit in the array, in the data array, to the sum one by one, and at the end I should have 0. So let's try that right now. And I'm just going to use a for each method. So for each works like this. It's a method that also takes a function as its argument, and then whatever happens inside is your business. It doesn't matter. So and in this case, what I want to do is subtract x from each of these from the sum. And then what I should have is 0. My final sum should be equal 0. Now this is not going to work because the keyword const makes my sum constant as a number. And so I'm going to change that to a let. And now if this works, I should have 0 at the end. Not true. Okay, that's it for this first tutorial. As time goes on, I'm sure I will get better at making them and they will be more professional. But like I said at the beginning, the intent is to keep them under 5 minutes, no matter what.